Hello everyone, my name is Jenny Eberling and I'm an undergraduate student at the University of Vermont. I've spent the last year recording and analyzing data from UVM's women's basketball team. While a majority of the stats I've collected were typical ones such as fouls, turnovers, and free throws, I've also recorded the location for every shot in the 2018-2019 season. Today we'll be taking a look at how well the team used shot locations to their advantage and some unexpected statistics that proved to be related to whether or not UVM won. So two really important concepts for this presentation are zone distribution and zone performance. Zone distribution is where on the court we're taking shots, versus zone performance is within each zone, how well are we shooting. So again, zone distribution, where on the court, zone performance, percentage made. This chart looks at how zone distribution and zone performance relate to one another. The important zones to look at here are the ones with the high zone performance but low distribution, because that means that the zones the team is shooting really well from are going underutilized and there are points to be made there. For examples, zones 4, 11, and 18. Thinking back to this first slide, that would be the short range left side jump shot, the shot from the free throw line, and the right side three-pointer near the baseline. Now let's look at how performance relates to points scored. Here you can see 4, 11, and 18, as we mentioned earlier, are higher than expected zone performance than the points that they're scoring. Also note that the 6 highest scoring zones are from the middle of the court. So the middle 3 layups, 1 through 3, and then the middle 3 three-pointers, 15, 16, 17. Zone 18, the right side 3, has a comparable performance to the middle 3 three-pointers. So that's one opportunity for the coaches to start running plays to the right side of the court more often to diversify. And doing that will just make the defense work harder, possibly opening up previously difficult to access shots, such as the mid-range jump shots, for example, in Zone 4, which might have been defended harder because they know that that's one of our high-performance shots. Continuing to look at zone performance, this graph makes it really easy to see what our best and worst shots were. Our best being 4, 11, and 18, and our worst being 6 and 10. So that's just one thing to work on in practice. It's also interesting to note that our team is entirely right-handed, so you would expect Zone 3, the right-handed lay-in, to be significantly higher than Zone 1, the left-sided lay-in, but actually the opposite is true. Now, let's move away from zones and look at some of the other statistics I've collected. On the y-axis of these graphs, you can see how much the team won or lost by, with positive values as UVM wins and anything below 0 as how much we lost by. Looking at opponent statistics for the season, we can see that field goals, or shots that weren't free throws, are a pretty good indicator of the game's outcome. 21 is the approximate threshold, so holding teams to shoot less than 20 shots from the floor is an excellent goal for the Catamount defense. I would expect to see a pretty clear trend in turnovers, but actually, with the exception of the extremes, that's not true, and it's pretty ambiguous. Opponents' points lie somewhere in between these two trends. While 2 games were defied the majority trend, for the most part, the Catamounts only won if they held the other team to below 52 points, and if they did that, they were virtually guaranteed to win. Now this slide looks at the most important statistics for the Cats. As we'd expect for our defensive threshold, our points needed to win is generally above 50. So if we were scoring above 50, we had a chance at winning. And if we were scoring below 50, we were almost guaranteed to have lost. For 3 free throws attempted, that was a pretty linear statistic. But it's interesting that the free throw percentage was not linear. So what that tells us is that getting to the free throw line is more important for us to win than actually making those free throws. It doesn't matter how many you make, it just matters that the team is being aggressive and getting to the line. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and please let me know if you have any questions about how the team plays and what these statistics can be interpreted as. Thank you very much.